Okay, this is the ETC460 Instructional Design Project. Due date. Shh. Ladies, due date is final day of class, December 7th. Or maybe it's even after the final day. I don't know, but this is the final day. Oops. Am I recording? I am. I'm recording. Okay, so let me just quickly read the description. In instructional design, a large part of knowing how to use technology is to know what technology is available. In this course, we are using and experiencing a range of different technology for a variety of pedagogical reasons. We are learning instructional design skills and thinking, and then applying these to different contexts. This assignment will focus on mobile learning for your students or clients. Why? For the simple reason that mobile learning and mobile devices is in your future as a future social worker or educator. You may not have the opportunity now, but wait 3 to 5 years and you will be mobile learning specialists. So this project aims to take one learning technology and explore it in depth, individually, in pairs or groups of 3. You will choose one mobile app and then complete the project. You will include your rationale for the instructional design process that you went through with your technology. You need to make a storyboard or prototype using the technology you have chosen. Okay, so does this sound like something you've done already? A little? The workshop, okay. All of you chose a website, and was all of them you could use mobile devices? Yeah, I think so, right? So you've all had a little experience with mobile devices already. We've been going through instructional design process. When we looked at ADDIE, we went through processes then. And we also looked at your curriculum maybe a few weeks ago and went through a process as well, looking at your curriculum. These are all activities where we've been practicing skills for this assignment. So, what's the scenario? Okay, what are you doing? Okay, in the box, the scenario. Your mentor has asked you to choose your ideal grade and facilitate your ideal activity within a lesson or intervention. They've asked you to use mobile devices with your students, clients, and use a mobile app. You say great and start your instructional design. Social workers. This is just a question. Is it an intervention or a workshop that you would like to do? Educators. What about a lesson or part of a lesson? What's your ideal activity? What's the ideal grade? You choose. Okay, so that's the scenario. That's what you're doing. You show me your thought process in writing, of course. You show me the instructional design you go through to make this one ideal activity for the ideal grade. Do you have to implement it? No. You just have to write about it, okay? Please note at the bottom, each group needs to do a different app. So tell me your app and you'll lock it in. If another student tries to choose your app, I'll say unfortunately no. They must choose another one, okay? So, as always, there's a few submission guidelines. It's obviously due on or before the due date. You need to submit it to the appropriate place. Storyboard or prototype. Yes, you lose marks if you don't submit a storyboard or prototype. That needs to be put on the discussion board area. Okay, so this activity has a maximum of 1,400 words. May sound like a lot. Please believe me, you need to be careful with your words. Okay? You'll see why in a minute. So, I always say plus or minus 10%. If it's around 1,260, sorry, then that's like the minimum. Anything less, maybe you need to think about different sections or ways to write a little more. Anything more than 10% of 1,400, 1,540, then I stop reading. Okay, so that's the thing. So you should be around 1,400 words. Please label your assignments. And there's a late policy. Each day it's late, I deduct 10%. These are the course learning outcomes that we are meeting when we do this. And we talked a lot about developing your work for the portfolio. And the same advice applies for many things. Give lots of details. Be in-depth with those details. Give an example. Explain those examples. And connect theories in. Okay? Don't just say this is your idea and why it's appropriate. Give a theory of why it's appropriate. Okay, so this is the rubric. You can see that. You can see that the rubric has 4 sections. 2 of them are worth 20% and 2 of them are worth 30%. So you can see which one is valued more. If you don't include a storyboard or prototype, then I think the instructional design area is where you may not get full marks. You need to show me your process of working these things out, and a storyboard and or a prototype is part of it. I'll show you what I mean specifically in a minute. So, what do you need to do? Okay, there are 7 things you need to do. Each of them have a limit of 200 words. So, one of your headings or sections is analysis. Okay, it's the ADDIE model. What are you analyzing? Okay, specifically when analyzing the technology, what things did you analyze? One student earlier mentioned you need to select the technology. Yes, you do. So what did you analyze? How is it appropriate for your students? These sorts of things. Design is the next section. That's another 200 words. What elements did you design? Okay, your storyboard should reflect your design. You submit this to the discussion board. Development, okay? Again, we're just going through the ADDIE process. We're not implementing, so implement is not one of the sections. Evaluate is the next one. We've done a lot of work on evaluate. You could consider, you could evaluate the technology or student learning. So for this assignment, you can look at one of them or both of them. TPAC. Okay, we're doing this right now, and one of the sections is on TPAC. Discuss how you thought of and integrated technology, pedagogy, and content into your instructional design. There is one specific section on ethical and social considerations. We've done a little bit of work on this. There's plenty of videos to watch. What did you need to think about? I gave a lot of feedback on your portfolio for this area. whilst this is has a specific section, if you feel that it's appropriate to talk about one specific ethical or social consideration in your analysis, please do. You don't have to just discuss it here. And I say this because ethical and social consideration is one area. And so either you just write it in that one area here, or you write it throughout. Okay. Lastly, the last section is potential uses. Okay. In what other ways could this technology be used with multiple groups of students or clients? We know that everything is unique and contexts are ill-structured. And so, okay, you've used it and planned for one unique activity. What other ways could you use it? Think of the work we did with the workshops. You know, some people talked about multiple ideas of how to use it. Pictochart, Glogster, TinyTap. We talked about one specific way, but then people talked about other ideas as well. This section asks you to create other ideas. You quickly tell me one or two different ways. So all you need to do is copy and paste, or just type these as headings, write 200 words, and then submit it. Okay, so that's how you would structure your document. Of course, include a cover page with your name if it's an individual, or pair names, or small group of 3.
So it should be mobile app?
Yes.
I think it's hard to apply it in a class with 20 students. How will you use a mobile app?
It has to be or
Yeah, so let me ask the first one. So, how do I do it with 20 students? Well, this is your fantasy. So, for example, if you want every student to have a Samsung or Apple phone, great, they've got it. If you want them to have an iPad Pro, fantastic, they've got it. Okay, so you could do it like that. Or maybe this is a pull-out activity and you're only taking 5. Maybe these 5 students are advanced, so you're doing a supplementary activity. Or you're offering low-level students support, so that you're working with 5 students only. Maybe that's the ideal activity. Whatever it is, you choose, and you tell me about it throughout these different sections. Okay? The next question was, does it have to be early childhood? Okay, it might be higher education if you would like. It's your ideal grade. Up to you. Might be nursery. Whatever you want. Other questions? Yes.
the elements if you mention ethical consideration in the analysis, you have to repeat it.
So no, you shouldn't repeat the same ethical and social consideration if you're... Yes, mention other points. That's correct. So, for example, not ethical and social considerations, but coming back to like the ideal grade, how do you tell me what you're doing? Well, you do it throughout. So in the analysis, I'm looking for an app because, you might say, because students are learning about water pollution, I'm looking for an app to produce a film, a movie. I explored these different apps, blah, 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 blah. In the design, I want students to be working in groups. So I need a technology that allows group collaboration or something like that. So you can see slowly through the sections, you start to tell me what you're doing. Last semester, some students created a lesson plan for this and submitted it as an appendix. You don't have to. That's extra work. These students wanted to. If you feel that this would add to it, add it as an appendix, I will read it and take it into consideration. Any other questions about these sections?
Sir, if we use apps in the iPad, and it also can be in the phone, and we will provide for children and the iPad for group scan.
Yeah. This is your activity. You say each student has an iPad. Great. Yep.
If we said we would provide for one iPad for all the group and 10.
Yep. And already on that iPad is the app you're using. That's your start. Yes. Do that. Very, very easy. If you just want a teacher iPad only and that's your activity, okay. But this is an activity to explore student use of the iPad. Okay, please. Shh. What does a prototype and storyboard look like on the final 2 pages? Do you remember we used Poll Everywhere? When I was creating the Poll Everywhere lesson, I did a small sketch of what it might look like. So this, and I know it's a bit difficult to see, but this is my pencil and paper drawing of what I might do. Okay? What's my step-by-step plan? What's my workflow? Workflow is one of the key words that we've done. So 1, we start here, then 2, we do something different, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my prototype. I know one thing changed from the prototype to the storyboard. This is the, I'm sorry, I've been saying the wrong word. This is my storyboard, my mistake. This is the storyboard. This is the prototype where I'm actually now drafting it on technology. And so I started to make the questions, edit the questions, shuffle the order of the questions, and this is a screenshot of a prototype. If you create a file you can send me, great. If not, take a screenshot of your prototype to show me the work you're doing. If it's paper, take a photo or scan it.
The prototype is when we test the technology?
Yes, that's correct. Sorry, yeah, when you choose the app, sorry, yes, you would tell me via email, please, via email. And then if no one else has chosen it, I will say, great. If someone else has chosen it, then I will say, sorry, choose another one. Please via email, so I have a document. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.